Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S. I'm finally back, part 2 of my plans for my goals about supporting Native Americans, Native people of the Americas, and getting together. It's been quite an absence because I went for a walk and had my shower and had something to eat. So that's why if you checked out part 1, it's been quite time has been quite a discrepancy between part 1 and 2. But anyway, sorry, a bit of trick information there. Yeah, so I hope everyone's well, and hopefully I won't stutter too much in this video. But yeah, so as ever, I'd love to know what you think about each of my ideas, or whatever ideas you have, or any other comments you might want to make. And as I said before, hopefully one of my main goals, really, if not my main goal at the moment, at this moment in time, is like hopefully before October I will have supported as many Indigenous people of the Americas as possible. Godspeed, and hopefully God will bless them and support them and protect them from natural disasters or diseases or stuff like that. So anywho, hopefully Native American people will enjoy these videos, and I'd love to hear from Native Americans as well. So anyway, here goes. I'm going to crack on with the video because I don't want the video to be too long. All being well, as ever. So I'll say hopefully you enjoy it. Number 11. Once again, I hope to listen to Native Americans and things like what they would change about the world, and what they would do if they were Prime Minister or President, or rather, and what policies they would change, like for the environment or whatever else. And I'd love to learn more about Native American culture or tradition or history, like how they view animals and nature and things like that, and other things I could perhaps learn. And also, as I said before, I hope to support as many projects, Native American Indigenous projects as possible, like they're YouTubers, TikTok creators, designers, makers, artists, and so forth. Number 12, I hope to encourage like hashtag mentor for or hashtag teach and hashtag train for Native Americans, and people to like possibly to encourage people to go to maybe put it on their bucket list to go to different parts of the Americas, especially America itself perhaps, and like to go to reservations and teach or train, and also like to bring stationery, give stationery to people, especially children, like to support artists and people like that, and to encourage them, and also like to take games and toys, especially educational ones, like soccer balls or footballs or whatever you call them, and like help them to play football and have fun and things like that, or different sports and games. And again, like people to go and mentor them in different areas, like where which can hopefully empower them in the long term, and hopefully encourage them to support each other as well. And perhaps I'd love to like do documentaries, maybe on my own YouTube channel or whatnot, or where I could go to like in the future, like on my bucket list. I'd love to go to as many parts of the Americas as possible, and like go to different tribal groups and see how they live, and like spend some time there, and like as I say, play sports and things like that with the Indigenous people of the Americas, and on reservations and things like that. Number 13, I'd love to hear like Native excuse me Native Americans creating their own stories, and like any films that are made about Indigenous / Native, whichever term you prefer, Americans. Hopefully they'll have some involvement, so that there won't be too many negative stereotypes or things they don't like. So hopefully they'll be consulted on like how those films or things like that will depict them, and also like they could create their own films, like based on urban legends, creepypastas, or whatever you call them, and cryptids and things like that passed down through Indigenous culture, like the Wendigo and skinwalkers and things like that. So hopefully Native Americans will benefit from making movies, films, whatever you want to call them, and things like that, and run their own hotels. And I'd love to encourage companies to support them as well. Number 14, again, I'd love them to have their own tourism industry and to benefit from their own hotels, motels, and things like that, and possibly create their own cinemas and things like that as well. Number 15, again, I'd love to hear from Native Americans about what they would like to see, what what goals they have as well and aspirations. And again, hopefully by October I will support Native Americans as much as possible. Hopefully, especially in August and September, hopefully I'll be more proactive and more energetic as well. And I took it a bit easier in July, so hopefully I'll be more proactive in August and September as well, and in terms of coming up with new ideas, hopefully, and look at ways that they could be supported, like different funding they could get in different charities and organisations and NGOs which could support them. Number 16, again, I'd love to hear from other people's ideas about what are the best ways to support Indigenous Americans, Indigenous people of the Americas again, and what sort of issues they face, like could be in countries like Argentina or Brazil. Maybe they don't have as much rights to their own land or political support or things like that, funding, and maybe they can get more of that. And again, even in America itself, like certain tribes could get more support as well, and maybe funding for their education and things like that. Again, different organisations which could support them. So I hope to fundraise as much as possible, and even if I don't do so myself, I hope to encourage that idea so other people can fundraise for them, and that sort of thing. Number 17, again, I hope to look at thinking about what ideas could be come up with, what new ideas could people come up with to possibly put it on their bucket list to go and train people, Indigenous people from the Americas and things like that. 18, again, hopefully I'll be positive and more optimistic and have more belief in my own ideas as well, and say look at I hope believing that Native American people can be empowered, and hopefully I'll be part of empowering them. So hopefully, I know what I do is not a huge amount of stuff, but hopefully even the little I do will support them. And hopefully with momentum I'll do more in the future as well. 19, again, hope to look at what areas of support could benefit Native Americans. Again, how different companies and corporations, organisations, and so forth could be encouraged. Maybe like there could be tax losses as well. Like, so the government could support them through like offering tax losses for tax breaks or cuts, or whatever you call them, for empowering Native Americans and that sort of thing. Number 20, I hope to support people both older and younger and people of all ages. And I think there's a good reason to support reservations or places like in the for Indigenous Americans, like Pine Ridge. I think it's Pine Ridge Reservation, which is the poorest part of America. So I think anyone who wants to tackle poverty, that's a good place to support. So anyway, I hope I wasn't waffling too much, and as ever, I'd love to know what you think. And again, I'd love to hear your ideas and what you thought of each point I made. And I think that covers everything for now, and I'm out.